Hypertension is a consistently elevated blood pressure over a period of 6 to 8 weeks above what we consider normal, which is 120/80 millimeters of mercury. Hardly any symptoms. It is actually classified as a silent killer. So one of the most important things to know is that you have to monitor your blood pressure to know if you have hypertension. You cannot wait on symptoms to occur. We do find, however, that in a few cases, what we call early morning headache can be a sign of early hypertension. Persons are at risk for hypertension usually above age 40. In some people though, if they have a high incidence of hypertension in their family, mother and father being hypertensive, we might want to start monitoring them a little bit earlier, probably from age 30 upwards, But usually between age 40, 60, you have the highest incidence of hypertension. Several complications can occur from hypertension, from uncontrolled hypertension. Some are silent and some are really very marked. The ones that we hear about most often are, of course, the stroke and the heart attack. A stroke being a cerebrovascular incident or accident in which one is left paralyzed, a part of your body is left paralyzed. Of course, then the heart attack, that can lead to very severe consequences. Your heart not functioning as it should, and it can actually lead to death, sudden death. There are some other complications that arise over a period of time. It affects your eyes, kidneys, heart. As I say again, you can develop what we call hypertensive heart disease, which is enlarging of the heart, congestive cardiac failure, in which your heart begins to defunction. In other words, it does not function as effectively as it should, and then complications also arise from that. Of course, it can affect your vision, the eyesight. It can cause damage to the small vessels in your eyes and affect your vision and effectively end up leading to some blindness in your eyes. In the 40 to 60 age group, there tends to be a bit of a higher percentage of men who suffer from hypertension. As it goes above 60, then the percentages tend to even out. We think it's because of the lifestyle. Hypertension is a lifestyle disease. So men tend to be more at risk depending on their lifestyle. So we got a higher incidence usually of men who have hypertension. Sometimes usually these tend to go undiagnosed as well because they don't come in to get their blood pressure checked as consistently and as frequently as we would require them to. Diet and exercise are important. A low salt, low calorie, low fat diet is what we usually recommend. And of course, regular exercise. But diet, definitely, if you don't do anything else, cut down on your salt. Reduce your salt intake. Check what you're eating and make sure your salt intake is low. We classify hypertension according to stages. Prehypertensive, stage 1, stage 2. And that's dependent upon the readings that we get. So between 120/80 and 139/90 we usually consider to be pre-hypertensive. Mild hypertension or stage 1 hypertension between 139 and 150 over top figure, that's the top figure, call it systolic. The bottom figure between 90 and 100. Then above that, we have stage 2, which moves from, some people used to call it moderate to severe hypertension. But nowadays, we just use stages. We have, as I said, pre-hypertensive, stage 1, and stage 2. And that's depending on the readings. They vary a little bit from country to country. But generally speaking, it's based on the reading. And for the layman, when you say you just have a blood pressure is a little bit elevated, we'll probably call that pre-hypertensive. Mild to moderate, you'll probably call that stage 1. Severely elevated, you'll probably call that stage 2. But what is important, no matter what stage you're in, is that you monitor your blood pressure regularly. There are too many complications that can arise from this deadly disease for us to take it lightly. Job stress, home stress, economic stress, all different forms of stressors. But one of the things that God has given us as a natural means of stress reduction is exercise. And we recommend half an hour exercise at least 5 times a week. And most of us not going to the Olympics, I think. So we should do a gradual type of exercise. Walking is recommended first until your body is properly conditioned. And then gradually, as you condition the muscles in your body, you can go on to a little more strenuous forms of exercise. But the key to exercise is consistency. And doing enough, not doing too much so that you injure yourself and cause other problems. But exercise, half an hour, 5 times a week is adequate.